Sunday, we just lie here watching clouds play.
Hello everyone. I'm hoping that you've all recently seen the music video released by Shyre for their new song Sunday. It was shot and directed by my really good friend William Long, and I was part of the team who did the face painting lip art. If you haven't seen it, there's a link below. Make sure you check it out. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to paint your lips to look like the red-eyed tree frog, which was one of my favourite animals from the video. So, let's get started. So, to do this, you are going to need some face paint. I use Snazzaroo, and you can get this from any Hobbycraft, or a lot of other local shops have them. I prefer this to the stick face paints because you can just get so much more finesse with it than if you're using like a pastel shaped face paint. You'll also need some kitchen roll to dry your brushes on or wipe your face if you make any mistakes. A cotton bud to use for. Always have some wet wipes on hand, and of course you'll need some paint brushes. I'm using a chunky one, a flat one and a very tiny one, and also some warm water. Before starting, I recommend that you make sure your lips are well moisturised, so maybe an hour before you're going to face paint. Just add a bit of moisturiser to your lips just to soften up the skin a little bit. When you come to actually face painting, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any lipstick or makeup on your lips, so you might need to just get a wet wipe and quickly clean it off. I also like to just use a dry toothbrush to quickly exfoliate the skin on your lips so there's no dry skin there. It's basically very similar to how you prep your lips for putting on lipstick. Another thing which you don't have to do, but I find it's really useful, is just to get some of your foundation, and you're going to just paint in your lips entirely so that you can't see any of the pink pigment to detract from the animal that you'll be painting. So I'm going to start today by taking my sponge and my white paint, just to put on, again, a white base coat for this one because it's quite a light coloured animal, so you really want the colours to pop, so the white's just going to help bring that out a little bit. If you're not familiar with face paints, it's always best to just check it on the back of your hand before you put it on your face. So there, it's still far too wet, so I need more paint. Much better. So I'm just going to add that to mainly my bottom lip. Like so. Next, I'm going to start working in the green colour. So I'm going to take quite a thick, chunky paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint in my top lip, and I'm going to add in the legs. You want to get the face paint, again, not too wet, not too dry. It should be making just a nice little pool of paint on there, and you can always check on the back of your hand just to make sure it's not too wet. This is good. Depending on the shape of your lips, you might want to just fill them in like I've done, or you might want to overdraw them a little bit. It doesn't matter. It will feel a little bit weird if you're used to putting on lipstick. It'll feel a bit weird drawing over the rest of your mouth. Next, I'm going to do the legs. Quite simply, I'm going to come from the corner of my mouth up and over in an arch. Next, I'm going to put in the bright red eyes. You want to place these just outside of your Cupid's bow. The tricky part is getting them to look even. And then while that's drying, I'm going to get the blue paint to put in the back legs. Just a straight line down, again from the corner of your mouth. Now that the red's had a chance to dry, I'm going to go back to the green and just do a very, very thin line of green over the top of the red paint. I'm going to come in really close, it's going to get intimate here. Now when you go wrong, it's always good to have a cotton bud on hand. You can just clear up the errors. Next, I'm going to go on to the feet. So you'll need your orange. And I'm just going to draw 3 lines down for 3 toes. And then on the bottom of those, I'm just going to do a little circle for the end of the toes, or just a little blob with the paintbrush. Now I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and I'm just going to start doing some blending on both the white and the green. So a bit of yellow on there. And then it's already picked up some green from the top lip, so this will work quite nicely. There we go. Just kiss your lips together and it will spread it more thinly. But you've still got the different colours. Now you're going to need a very, very thin brush for this bit. And this is the trickiest part. We're going to put the pupils in on the eyes. You need a steady hand, so I'd rest the heel of my hand on my chin and lean in that way. And then again, using the small paintbrush, we're just going to put some highlights in. So I'm going to put some red in on the yellow toes. I'm going to put a bit of yellow in too. And you can just keep messing around with that until you're happy with it. But there you go, red-eyed tree frog.
Sunday, we just lie here watching clouds play.